When I had my first baby, Joshua, I remember my mum coming to see me not long after he'd been born. Usually whenever I did anything, I would always say to my mum, what do you think? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's the right thing to do? Is it all right? But not on this occasion. No, on this occasion, I greeted her with, isn't he wonderful? He's so beautiful. Some friends of ours have recently had a new baby, and we waited with great anticipation for the first picture of what that beautiful baby might look like. What a fuss is made when a newborn baby arrives in a room. Everybody wants a glimpse of the new little one. Who might they resemble? What might they become? Don't we just love a new baby? Is not Christmas centred around the story of a new baby? Max Lucado says these words in his book, Because of Bethlehem. Heaven's seed emwombed in Mary, minuscule yet mighty, a fetus yet a force, God descends a birth canal, born. Creator cradled in a Bethlehem barn, infant yet infinite, asleep yet a king, God girdles in mama's arms, baby. This is the Christmas moment that shaped all the others to follow. On a starlit night, in the company of sheep, cattle, and a bewildered Joseph, Mary's eyes fell upon the face of her just born son. She was bone weary surely, in pain lightly, ready to place her head on the straw and sleep the rest of the night away probably. But first Mary had to see this face, his face, to wipe the moisture from his mouth and feel the shape of his chin, to be the first to whisper, so this is what God looks like. People have always wondered about the image of God. Societies have speculated, tribes have conjugated, and we've reached a variety of conclusions. God has been depicted as a golden calf and a violent wind and an angry volcano. He wears wings, breathes fire, eats infants and demands penance. We fancied God as a ferocious, magical, fickle and maniacal, a God to be avoided, dreaded and appeased. But never in mankind's wildest imaginings did we consider that God would enter the world as an infant. I wonder why God sent Jesus into our world as a baby. Jesus came into the world not like a human, but as a human. Well, I think the reason that God came into our world as a child, as a human, is so that we would know that God gets us. Matthew chapter 1 and verse 23 says, listen, a virgin will be pregnant. She will give birth to a son, and he will be known as Emmanuel, which means in Hebrew, God became one of us. Did you get that bit? God became one of us. You wondering if God understands your life? Wondering if he understands what it's like to be human and have to deal with worry, pain and suffering? Well, be assured that God does understand. He does get you. And why? Because he became one of us. Hebrews 4 verses 14 to 16 and the Passion Translation says, so then, we must cling in faith to all we know to be true, for we have a magnificent King Priest, Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who rose into the heavenly realm for us and now sympathises with us in our frailty. He understands humanity, for as a man, our magnificent King Priest was tempted in every way, just as we are, and conquered sin. The King of the universe sympathises and understands us in our frailty. John 1 verse 14 says, the Word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighbourhood. God lived this life so that means he understands your life. He gets our pain, our baggage, our brokenness. He understands humiliation because he was humiliated on the cross. He gets rejection because he was rejected. Another quote from Max Lucado, forgive me, but he says things so much better than I ever could. Since you know he understands, you can boldly go to him. Because of Bethlehem's miracle, you can answer these fundamental questions. Does God care if I'm sad? Look at the tear-streaked face of Jesus as he stands near Lazarus' tomb. Does God notice when I'm afraid? Note the resolve in the eyes of Jesus as he marches through the storm to rescue his friends. Does God know if I'm ignored or rejected? Find the answer in the compassionate eyes of Christ as he stands to defend the adulterous woman. Jesus radiates God's own glory and expresses the very character of God. In John 14 verse 9, Jesus himself stated, anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. Anyone who has seen me weep has seen the Father weep. Anyone who has seen me laugh has seen the Father laugh. Anyone who has seen me determined has seen the Father determined. Would you like to see God? Take a look at Jesus. I was reminded this week of a song written by Gowns and Larson, and I would encourage you to listen to it now as you reflect on this second Sunday in Advent, the fact that God came into our world to bring us peace. He knows the burden of a broken heart. He knows the sorrow life can bring. He could have come as a shining light or a voice in the clouds, but he came as a person, a baby. Does God understand? Find your answer in Bethlehem. God bless you.